Well, good morning, everybody. This is Mike at TTK Small Engine Repair. This is actually a mini training video for those out there who may have some questions on certain things. If you've got a lawnmower that's smoking, either on startup or when you're running it, whether it's a riding lawnmower such as this Deere or even a push mower, the first thing you want to do is check your oil level. If your oil is too full, that could be part of your issue. Let's see where we're at here. Let's change my setting a little bit. And there you go. The oil level on that is just above that first dot. You want your oil level on this tractor between those two holes that are in the dipstick. And I've got it just above that. I'm going to keep it at that level until I get the cylinder head put back on this. So always check your engine oil. I don't care whether the engine's smoking or not smoking before you start anything up, whether it's your lawnmower, your pressure washers, your cars, whatever it may be. Always check your engine oil because that is overfilling the crankcase with engine oil is the biggest reason that your engine is smoking. Now the second reason could be a mechanical issue. For example, let me move these gaskets here. This is your fuel pump on this tractor. And you see this black line here? Make my hands work. Right here. That leads up to that pump. This is vacuum operated. Now, that line runs around to the fill tube on the oil port. This fuel pump right there operates off engine vacuum pressure. And so if you're over full of oil, it could actually be sucking oil through that line, through the pump, and blowing it through the carburetor. The other area, I'm going to keep this simple, I'm going to call this the PVC. Engine pressure is released in here, and those gases are reburnt through the carburetor. You want to make sure that you'd have to take this cover off and your flywheel and everything, but you want to make sure that's all working properly in there, which I've had this off. There's not even a drop of oil in here. So this came in smoking. So a lot of people say, well, do a compression test. Well, that's your compression gauge. The problem with compression tests on the small engines especially, or even on automobiles and trucks, is it's not accurate. Doesn't tell you the whole story. So what you want to do is use a leak down detector. These are relatively inexpensive. I'm using compressed air. When the cylinder head's on here, I'll screw this into the spark plug port, apply 20 pounds of PSI, and check to see if there's any leakage. Whether it's coming from the head, coming from a hose, coming from the crankcase, wherever. That is the most accurate test that you can do. Now on this one, it's been stubborn. I actually did 5 leak down tests. It held pressure every time, and I could not hear any major air leaks. Typically on these tractors, this is a 1-cylinder. This is your cylinder head. Your intake and exhaust valves, and then your push rods typically would go here over to your rockers, which adjust your valves. Well, engine oil flows through here. Generally speaking, over time, especially on these 1-cylinder engines, they will leak between this area here into the cylinder head, causing smoke to blow. This is what a gasket looks like. So typically, this gasket will wear out, and then oil will pass from the engine into the combustion chamber, causing that blue smoke. So if you're having issues with your engine smoking, check your engine oil. If it is over full, it will smoke. Then your next step is to go into a leak down test. Now this one passed the leak down test 5 times. And I told the customer I'm going to pull the head anyway, I want to inspect the gasket. Physically, I can't see anything. I did not find oil resting in the cylinder. So we're going to put another head gasket on there. The only thing I can assume is that it's possibly seeping through this area here at certain points on startup and when she's running. And so the gasket could be weak, but visibly I cannot see it. But we're going to put a new gasket on there, reinstall that head, and see what happens. Oh, goodness gracious, excuse me. So that's kind of what we've got going on today. Remember, general maintenance, gang, every year you need to change the engine oil and filters on these. You need to change your fuel filter, the air filter. Yeah, this is the air filter I took out of the unit. Not bad, but it does need to be replaced. So this will get a complete tune-up: fuel filter, oil filter, fresh engine oil, spark plug, etc. I'm gonna get the proper air pressure in his tires. We will check the mower blades on that, the belts, everything. We're basically going all through this unit. This unit, by the way, only has 57 hours on it. So it should not be smoking, but it is. The other thing, when you're out buying lawn and garden equipment, I don't know if you can see that. I'm looking at this area right here. That is your hydrostat transmission. That's what makes this thing go. That's a plastic casing on that, meaning it's junk. This tractor was designed to throw away when it starts braking. That's the kind of poor quality product that we're producing here in the United States. In addition, if you're looking at lawn and garden tractors, you never want a single cylinder engine. They have more problems than the twin cylinders do. Brands, I like my Kohler engines, I like my Kawasaki engines. Briggs & Stratton, well, that's a company that's constantly up and down and always in financial difficulty, so I don't trust them. And so that's kind of where I'm at with that. As a matter of fact, that's a Briggs & Stratton engine. And I guarantee Briggs & Stratton engine, single cylinder, you will encounter problems with them. So those are things you need to look for when you're buying a tractor. Avoid the single cylinders, especially Briggs & Stratton. So on that note, that's pretty much all we got. If you have any questions or concerns, our phone number is 731-298-1702. We're located at 54398 County Road 657, Paw Paw, Michigan. Exactly 0.6 of a mile south off of Red Arrow Highway on the west side of the road right next to I-94. Our hours are Monday through Fridays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 9 to 3. We are closed on Sundays. And any junk or used equipment you need to dispose of before winter sets in, you're cleaning out your garages, etc., feel free to give me a call. You're welcome to drop it off here. We'll take it off your hands. As well, always call before you drop anything off or pick anything up to ensure that I'm here, not out chasing after parts or other things. We do not want to inconvenience you. Again, we want to thank everybody for your business. We truly appreciate how the community has supported us over the last several years, and we do our best to do it right. We believe in quality, and but things do happen, and if they do, by George, I'm going to take care of you. That's the key. And so give us a call if you need anything. Again, that number is 731-298-1702. Everybody, take care. Have a fantastic weekend. Bye-bye.